Once more, hello and Allah Apad, the Baha'i greeting to all the people on our planet Earth. Today is 19th of July, time is 10:47. My name is Abbas Tamori. Continuing the discussion from the last night. Before I get into the detail of what I know and what I have seen, I would turn the page to one of the predictions in the prophecies that Shoghi Effendi, the beloved guardian, has given us on the book called The Promised Day Has Come, and in another booklet made by Universal Laws of Justice called To the Nation. I'm trying to analyze this and try to, in a way, interpret it. He says, quote, "A tempest unprecedented in its violence, unpredictable in its course, catastrophic in its immediate effect, unimaginably glorious in its ultimate consequences, is at the present sweeping the face of the earth." So we'll look at this. There's 4 items that he's mentioning. First of all, he says it's unprecedented in its violence. So you have to imagine, if nothing we have recorded in the violence as big as this, then this must be something really, really, really bigger than anything. Bigger than the World War, First World War, Second World War. Because he ascended in 1957. This was after the World War II. So what could that be? Death of 1 billion people maybe in the planet? Or as it is said, 2/3 of mankind will die. That would be close to 4 billion people dying. Is it unprecedented in its violence because there's a hydrogen bomb, atomic bomb, or a hydrogen bomb? Then it says unprecedented in its course, unpredictable in its course. You don't know where it's going. What will it do? It's not predictable. I've seen all kind of doomsday stories, but a lot of it has been predicted by people, what they're doing. Many people say that, okay, it's going to be a hydrogen bomb. There's going to be some kind of a, mutations of virus. But he says its course, the way it's going, is not predictable. Catastrophic in its immediate effect. We have seen many of these, such as the atomic bomb in Hiroshima, or even the tsunamis, earthquake, virus AIDS, these kind of things. It's catastrophic. Out of this third, the fourth one though, he says, unimaginably glorious in its ultimate consequences. Wow. Now, what is it going to be so glorious that would take all this violence to do it? You see? I've long time said that when His Divine Majesty Baha'ullah, the manifestation of the will of God, appeared in earth, then there was twofold. There was 2 theories. One is the theory of Baha'ullah, how to live on the planet Earth, and the other theories of mankind. So, when there are 2 theories, and we're going in one way, which is continuing to living on the planet, there's 2 results. Either we reach to happiness and that global unity, healthy and everything. In this case, Baha'u'llah is wrong. because he did not have to come and tell all those things to us. or Baha'ullah is right and we're going to be wrong. So Baha'u'llah has said his revelation is based on the logic and science. We have to ask ourselves, what logic and science is behind our theories? Whether there are constitutions in the planets that are made all over the world, whether there are theories postulated by different, thinkers, which one of them is really based on science and logic? Which one of them is global? Which one of them is all-inclusive? None. I have found none. The so-called TOE, or theory of everything, there's only one that I've seen available, and that's Baha'u'llah's. There is nothing to compare it with. All of the movement in the world has been nationalistic ways. For example, the Constitution of the United States of America have put the people of America together, or that of Canada or Russia. But there is no such things for the whole globe. So when you're speaking globally, which we're all now connected together, definitely economically and socially in many, many ways, there is no theory. We are, as he says, roaming shepherdless in the pathway of oblivion. So now we're going to the court of the history and evolution. There's Baha'u'llah's and there's ours. Who's going to win? Definitely Baha'u'llah. There's no other way. I've studied that. It's very simple. So continuing on the same prophecies, quote continues. It says, its driving power is remorselessly gaining in range and momentum. So that's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Its cleansing force, however much undetected, we don't know the consequence of it, is increasing with every passing day. Humanity, gripped in the clutches of its devastating power, is smitten by the evidences of its resistless fury. It can neither perceive its origin, nor probe its significance, nor discern its outcome. So, there's 3 points that he says here. He says that mankind, over what's happening right now, we do not know what the origin of this is. Why? Because we're not Baha'is. And we don't know what it means. What is it going to achieve? Again, because we're unaware of Baha'u'llah. And we, of course, are totally oblivion about its outcome. So, to explain more, basically Shoghi Effendi re-explained himself when he's talking about unpredictable in its violence. He's going to tell us a little bit of the nature of this matter. There's quite about 12 points in explaining this. He says, continue. Bewildered, agonized, and helpless, it watches this great and mighty wind of God invading the remotest and fairest region of the earth. So, point 1, this is not simply something that just came out. It is the wind of God, he's calling it. Okay? And secondly, he says it's just going everywhere. It doesn't belong just to US or Iran or somewhere else. It's going everywhere, he says. What else it does? Rocking its foundation. Okay. This can include a lot of natural disaster, as I said that before, not understanding Baha'u'llah, going blindly in the areas that we shouldn't go, touching those minefield in the nature and causing these things. Deranging its equilibrium. Well, if it is a natural disaster or a political one, the equilibrium is gone before. sundering its nations. Well, how many of them we have seen already? Ever since from 1957, I, as a background of Iranian, have seen what happened in Iran. Don't talk to them about catastrophe, they've seen it, they're living in it. But so many other nations that we have noticed. Disrupting the homes of its peoples. Again, this could be a natural disaster, naturally causing it. Wasting its cities. Again, natural disaster. Driving in exile its kings, political, such as the last king of Iran. Pulling down its bulwark. Okay, now this is either political or natural disaster, either way it's there, both of them. Uprooting its institutions. It's largely a political things can do that, so as of course a natural disaster. Dimming its lights, there's no light for it, and on the second page, and harrowing up the souls of its inhabitants. It's gonna make us very, very scared. Okay. So there's 12 points in this. The wind of God, it goes everywhere. It uproots the entire foundation. The equilibrium is gonna go. Nations are gonna get disrupted and gone. Homes are getting vanished, destroyed, cities the same way, kings are going to exiles, foundation it will be sundered and gone, and the light is gone, he says, it makes us very, very scared. So the combination of these things, which are an explanations of the earlier things that he says about being unprecedented, and in its violence, and it says unpredictable, and it's called catastrophic in its immediate effect. He explains those 3 points at the end of the same page, what he means. Goes on further, he says, when is it going to happen? When is this going to happen? On the page, I have in my notes, okay, when is it going to happen? Continue, quotations. The time for the destruction of the world and its people, Baha'ullah's prophetic pen had proclaimed, had arrived. The hour is approaching. He specifically affirms, this is about the time, quote, when the most great convulsions will have appeared. Now, we have a lot of convoluted things that happen in the world, whether the tsunami in Japan or in the South Asia, earthquake, AIDS virus, and God knows a lot of them. But he's talking about most great convulsion. This is huge.